Friends, I'm Mfundo Dazzling one, and I just thought I'd share just a few things. Yeah, I know I've been postponing this for forever, and so finally I've got time to just sit down and share. Now, I get a lot of inboxes of abantu, bebuza ukuthi if they want to get into the radio space benze kanjani, or if they want to be in the entertainment industry, what should they do? And well, first of all, thank you to all those individuals that do send me lezo zinto. I also have a lot of young musicians bangithumela links to their song and saying, hey sis, can you just have a listen and let me know what you think. A lot of the times it is hip-hop songs or kwaito or whatever, even, and so I do appreciate those communication messages. I'm always open. I always say, if you want my number's on public platforms, so you can always call me if there's anything you want to know about, getting when it comes to what you want to do. So this is because I cannot individually follow up with abantu and sort of check how far they are or whatever, or give them that one-on-one attention. So I've decided, let me just use these public platforms to just give a broad answer, so anybody else who is still thinking of sending me a message, at least that we talk about on this platform, you will get an answer. So I wish I could do it more, but I'll only be responding once a week and one question a week, because some of the questions are really, really similar. So I'll just cover into ethandugu is a day for now, All right. The radio industry is a wonderful space to be in. I mean, broadcasting, it gives you access to people through their homes. You get to know them, you get to share stories, you get to share ideas, and you get to, entertain, infotain. That's what we call it on the show. And I'm a big advocate for education. So education ibalulekile. Education is not to validate anything in your life or to validate wena njengomuntu, but what education does, it just it elevates your way of thinking, and it doesn't matter really what qualification it is, but if you spend time, that discipline, yokufunda, learning how to think, not necessarily what to think, but learning how to think, that's an actual skill. When ufunda. I'm a big believer in that. So with anything, I always say, get a qualification, okay? I cannot dictate to you what qualification it has to be. I'm a believer in learn or study what you're passionate about. I don't care even if you study cooking, you can still end up in radio, all right? But if you've decided specifically that you want to be in radio and you discovered that before Funde, so yes, of course, studying anything around entertainment, radio broadcasting, that's very important. That's fine. But any other qualification, I find to be beneficial, because there are specific skills owafundayo with anything that ability to research, retain information, communicate your ideas. Any qualification iyakusiza ukuthi ukwazi ukwenza lonto. Even if you studied science, the fact that you went through certain methodologies and you practiced, leonto helps you justify whatever you do. And in broadcasting, that's very important. On the spot, being able to express yourself, being able to connect with people, being able to share ideas, that's very important. Being just a person with a personality that's able to entertain as well, that's also quite important. All right, and then The second thing is learn about the medium. Now this one is specific. If you want to be on radio, you have to learn about radio. Now this is apart from qualification. Qualification, that's what you go to school for. But learning that you can do in your own space at home, by means of Google, by means of actually listening to radio, catching the sound. I mean, different radio stations, they run on frequencies are different. Not just air frequency, A1, 88.6, whatever, but I'm talking about the mood. Every single radio station has a particular ambience to it. Uyazi ukuthi ngisho bengakasho ukuthi Gagasi FM, definitely Gagas Leah. Maybe based on the music they play, the mixture of personalities, they tell you a lot about the radio station. I'm so sorry, Shem, this camera keeps on moving because I'm holding it in my hand. Now my other arm is high, so I'm moving to the next hand. So lalela irradio. It's very important. If you want to be in a medium, it's like if you want to be on TV and you're not even bothered about watching TV and seeing how things are done, it's pointless, Ungalalela abantu ngoba sebephakathi TV, they don't have time to watch TV. Exactly, they don't have time to watch TV because they are making TV. But if you are not there yet, make it a point that you get used to the medium and you spend time researching the medium, getting to know it. So that's the second thing. You say, I want to get into radio, and they ask you one question, you can't even relate. I was not pendul, you know what I mean? So be serious about it. And then the third thing, which is my last point, is get to know people. Get to know people. If social media right now has made it so easy to connect with individuals. Before, you had to have a friend of a friend of a friend, or as Usmanban. Right now, I mean, the people in Kuluma Ngabo Mina that ask me questions, these are all on social media. Kugangane, where I meet people live and then they ask me about radio. A lot of the times when they meet me, but otherwise umuntu really just sends me an inbox and says, Mfundo, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm trying to do, how should I go about doing, and that works, that works. Connect as much as you can, but nakhona connecting wako, don't think social media is the end all and be all. Networker is very important. I mean, some people we meet at events as well. Familiarize yourself with the industry. So get in. Even when there's opportunities to volunteer, do CSIs with some radio stations. I know people are always pushing around. Actually, I'm not even going to say December time. I was going to say around December time. No, CSIs, different radio stations do initiatives throughout the whole year. Anytime they say, hey, it's popping, come through, this is where we're going, we want people around that area to come through, we're going to be giving kids this, X, Y, the other. Avail yourself. Say, hey, so you know what I mean? Those are opportunities for you to get a head start in the industry, to literally just meet people, get to know. And also go to events. See how things are. Don't be scared to say who you are, what you're about. Sazi story sako, And in this last point as well, if you're gonna send a message with social media, I cannot stress that enough. On average, anybody in the entertainment space, you get thousands of 8,000 inboxes on average, and I read as many as I can, but I have to say, if you hi, that is the last on my list. You are the absolute last on my list if you just say hi. And I know some people say hi just because they want to see if you respond or whatever. But because of the magnitude of influx of inboxes, please get to the point. Sawubona Mfundo or hello Mfundo, get to the point. I'm X amount of age. This is what I'd like to do. This is how far I've gone. Because I need to know now, have you invested in yourself? Guys, we live in an information age. So a lot of things, actually, before you even ask me, you can find it on Google. Hence, we don't even answer because I'm like, you could have Googled this, legit. You could have Googled this and you would have found an answer. Yeah, well. But yeah, so those are the three things. Have a qualification. It doesn't matter which one. But the point about e-qualification is it helps you learn specific skills about, processes, being able to make sense of certain things, express some ideas, grasp information, recount and all of that. And then the second aspect is learn as much as you can about the industry you want. And local, you don't necessarily have to go to school for Masuna qualification. The learning about the specific industry means research, go to, ask, spend time online and get to know as much as you can. The last one, network. That's at this point, I guess in every industry, network available. So use even the social media platforms that you have. People have driven successful campaigns to get their brands out there using social media. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this helps. And yeah, next week I'll be answering the next question. So keep those inboxes coming. Ukhumbule ukungithola on social media. You search for @Mfundo Dazzling on all social media platforms. Yes, I do have to do this for some people. They spell the dazzling incorrect. No judgment, because vele we all pronounce different. So mhlawumbe uzopronounce ngendlela engasiyona bese ubhala ngalendlela upronounce ngayo wena. So you search for @Mfundo. Mfundo is MFUNDO. Dazzling, DAZZLING. So on all social media platforms, also at why am I saying at just go to mfundodazzling.com. You can always also message me there on my contact page, go website. And yeah, so happy living, all the best kuma dreams wako, and of course you're gonna make it. What are you talking about?